y'all doing? My name is Jennifer, and I am the founder of Virgin by Choice. So I wanted to start posting videos for a video blog, and I was praying about what my first video should be about. And surprisingly, I got the topic of periods. And so I really wanted to go ahead and do a video because I feel like if that is what came up in my quiet time, then someone probably needs this video. So I was thinking about in the past when I first started my period, I kind of had to do it by myself. Like, I can't even tell you what age I started because I was in such shame and I didn't have anybody to talk to and nobody really explained what the process is going to be. So I will take the opportunity to just be all of y'all's sister and just explain what this process is going to kind of be like. So this video is kind of geared towards the girls who have not started their period but are about to experience their first period. So I want to just give you some tips and talk to you a little bit. Okay? Cool. So if you're a girl, about 90%, and that's just my guess, that's not really a statistic, will go through a period. And most girls start their periods between the ages of 11 and 14. Now that part is true. And what is the period? So every month, God created us so that our body would go through this process to prepare for pregnancy. And because we are not ready for pregnancy, we're going to go through a period every month. So what happens is your uterus grows a lining, and if the egg is not planted and fertilized, then that lining will just shed off, and that'll cause a period. That'll cause bleeding. So most periods last for 7 days, but you'll kind of learn what your body does. I have some friends who only have a period for 4 days. Mostly my period is for 7 days, so that's what I'll talk about. The first couple of days are normally light, and then you have a couple of heavy days, and then it kind of lightens back off as you end your period, and then maybe the last day it'll kind of just be a little bit of blood. So during that process, you want to make sure you're prepared. So how are you prepared? Most girls wear pads, and I am not like saying what brand you should get. This is just an example of a pad that I have. As you get older, you may want to try a tampon. I don't wear tampons, but if that's what you want to do, then you can do it. And what you do, you take the said pad, and you put them in your underwear. And the place that you'll put them is right up under the place where you sit. So you'll take it, and you take the little back off, which this part is sticky, and you'll take your underwear and you'll just add it. And most underwear has like a little place that kind of like this little lining part right here that says, okay, that's the start process. So I normally just put it right there and let it kind of go back so that it's directly up under you. And then you take off this little paper and you fold the wings. Cool. So most pads either come with wings, which are these little side things, or they don't come with wings. I like wings because I feel like they are more secure when you put them on, but you may not like them. So you kind of just have to figure out what works best for you, and you have to figure out what size works best for your flow, because some girls have a heavier flow than others. So when you go to the store to buy your pads, you'll see different sizes. They have some that you can wear at night. Most of the time, I like to wear a larger pad at night because you don't know how you're going to be laying, and so you want to just kind of guard your body for leaking. And then during the day, you might want to put on a smaller pad to kind of go up under your clothes. When you wear your clothes, like, you don't have to allow your period to ruin your day. It's not the worst thing in the world. But you do want to wear comfortable clothes, and a lot of times people say avoid white, but if you're taking care of your period, you don't have to avoid white. What you do want to do, though, is make sure you're changing your pad regularly. You cannot wear one pad all day. Most of the time, you want to change your pad every couple of hours, but like I said, it really depends on how much you are bleeding. A good rule of thumb is if you're at school, I would just change it before every class, or if you feel like you have to change it more, do that. But just to kind of get yourself in the thought process of changing it, I would just try to change it before each class. If you're at home, I would try to change it between a couple, like watch a show, maybe watch 3 or 4 30-minute shows and then change it. You don't want to keep the same pad on for a really long time. One, because there will be a smell that starts to develop, and two, because if you bleed heavily, the blood will like leak out into your panties and then onto your pants. And rule number one is we want to keep our periods a secret. Not that we should be ashamed of our periods, but the whole world should not know that we're on our periods. You shouldn't have blood on your pants or on your underwear. So you just kind of want to make sure you're changing your pads regularly. Another way to keep your period a secret is to, when you dispel a said pad, once it is dirty, you want to have these two products on hand, okay? And most of the products will have like the same little bag, like if you're changing it to a new one. But if you don't, just use these. So you take off the pad, and this one's clean, so I put the little thing back on it. But with the wings that you have, close the first wing, close the other wing, so that they're kind of like touching each other. And then what I like to do is take this part, roll it a little bit, and then take some tissue and roll it into the tissue. Once you roll it, you just want to cover it up. You just kind of want to cover it up so that when you throw it in the trash, nobody will be able to see it. So you don't have to use that much tissue, but just make sure that it's covered properly. So now it just looks like a ball. So most bathrooms have this little thing when you go in the stall. It's like a silver little pouch on the side door. You can either just put it in there, or when you come out of the bathroom, you can just throw it in the trash if they don't have one. But if they don't have a little pouch and you just have this dirty pad, it's quite disgusting. So always make sure you, number one, keep your period secret. Cool. My number 2 tip for you is to always be prepared. They have this new thing. I know that we're in the age of like phones and technology. So download an app and try to keep up with it. Periods mostly come every, I think it's 27 days. And so just know that once that period is over for the month, just do a little countdown so that when you're getting close to your next period, you can have a pad on hand and maybe even a change of underwear just to kind of make sure you're prepared. Cool. My tip number 2 for you guys is to check what you are eating. A lot of my friends really, really love chocolate during their periods, and that's completely okay if your body can handle it. My body doesn't really handle junk food during my period very well, and I mean, that's fine. I feel like, we should eat healthy foods anyway. So I like to eat fruits and stuff during my period. I don't really like cramps, and I've never really had to experience them except for when I eat a lot of junk food during that time of the month. So if your body cannot take it, do not change your diet when your period comes. Try to stay away from foods that will increase your chances of periods, like high salty foods, chips, potato chips, or chocolate if your body can't take it. Cool. So that's my tip number 3. Tip number 4, I would say get you a little pouch and keep your pads in so that you can go back to tip number 1 of keeping it a secret. Everybody shouldn't know about your period, so just be prepared. And that's all I have to say. I hope this video helps somebody. Give me some comments, and I'll give you some more information. But like I said, I just really want to be here for you guys, because when I started my period, no one was there to answer my questions, and nobody was there to give me tips, and I felt like I was kind of just doing it alone. And periods can be scary if nobody is there to explain it to you, but it's not a bad thing. All of the girls that are around you, if they are not going through it, they will eventually. So all of your aunts and uncles, and even your mom has had a period and probably still has a period. So You're not, it's okay. It's the natural part of life to have a period, and it's not a scary thing. It's not a nasty thing. You're not gross because you have a period, but it is important to check your hygiene and make sure you are taking care of your body. Cool. Hope that helps, and I hope you have a great day.